Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all having a wonderful Friday evening. Though it's evening here. Hello,
It's
pussycat.
nearly midnight, so it's quite late.
Yes,
It's quite late for making a video.
It is. How's your day been, Graham?
Oh, well, not so bad. We've been shopping and we've done a few things.
Oh, we've done a lot of shopping.
Bits and bobs.
Oh.
And been watching this series on Netflix, this Black Dove.
Yeah.
Fiona recommended it. She said the Prince of Wales thought it was jolly good. Him and Catherine were enjoying it.
Well,
And I think it's a bit very slow and cheesy, actually, but I'm bearing with it. So we'll
yeah.
sort of...
It's very, very unrealistic, actually. I'm sorry. Yes.
It's very London. It's all filmed on the Thames, around the Houses of Parliament and along the embankment where we were, wasn't it, when we were in London?
I love that. I feel like this time last year we were in London, weren't we still?
No, we were back home.
We didn't come back till December, did we? Because they kept you there.
It was about just over a month.
They kept you there for quite a while.
It was about, we came back about now.
Yeah.
Because we flew out a week before the operation, which was on the 21st, was it?
Mm.
And so we were there a week before that. And we were there for a month and a bit until they gave me clearance, permission to fly and fit to fly, you know, that sort of thing. So we had to hang about. But
yeah, I thought it was quite funny that someone asked William, do you watch Netflix? And he went, oh yes. This was just after Polo had been released. And they said, have you watched anything that's been recently released? And he went, oh yes, yes. And of course they're all there with bated breath thinking it's Polo. And he goes, no, Black Dove. And, well, talk about a dig at his brother. Mm. What a boring show that.
I do like Keira Knightley, though. She's usually quite good, isn't she?
She's bloody marvellous. And I'll tell you, Sarah Lancashire, or is it Lancaster?
Lancashire, yeah.
Lancashire.
Yeah. She was in Coronation Street.
She's fucking awesome, that woman.
It's about spies and assassins.
Yeah,
and
fucking awesome. And I recognise all the little places that they're meeting. Yeah. I'll tell you where it was filmed. Well, you're probably not as familiar, but obviously we were staying in accommodation at one of the hospitals opposite Big Ben, and you were in the other hospital, guys. So there's
only
guys...
for a week, down by the Shard.
Yeah, there's guys in St Thomas's.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would walk every night. I never got the tube. Always walk there and back. Yeah. And where they filmed it was, I think...
A lot of it was around Waterloo, I think.
I think it's
Blackfriars.
I think it's a little bit further down Blackfriars.
Yeah.
Where the under skateboard park, there's a skateboard park
there.
there.
Right, I remember that.
And
graffiti and that.
The carousel with the horses and everything. I think, and it was opposite the Whitehall on the other side of the river, which was next to Raffles where we went. I mean, it's all so close.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can still hear Big Ben.
Well, I think Big Ben's the most famous clock in the world. You know, if someone said to you, what is the most famous clock in the world, what answer would you give? And then if I said to you, what's the second most famous clock in the world? I can't even think of another one. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are loads, but I mean...
The New York Stock Exchange bell... That's
not
pretty
a clock, though, is it? That's a bell.
No, but it's timed, and Donald Trump rang the bell yesterday.
And you'll get loads of people out there going, well, actually, as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
It's not... Everyone calls it Big Ben. Okay, I know, but don't go there. Everybody knows
Big Ben is the bell, and the clock is actually...
It's the big grandfather clock standing next to the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah, yeah.
Big Ben. That's it.
The thing is, it's really hard to explain. Having been in London, I have so much attachment to that fucking clock, you wouldn't believe it.
It's iconic. It's iconic. I remember saying at the time, you know, Queen Victoria could hear that bell, and everyone since her. You know, and it will still be bonging probably, long after we're all gone.
What I will say is it was an absolute bloody nightmare. crossing Westminster Bridge
Oh,
all the
yeah,
time
yeah.
because it is just filled with tourists. So full. And actually the railings are quite low. They're slightly below
You
hip.
get the feeling that someone could just push you
Yeah,
over the railings,
yeah.
you know, if you're a bit top heavy.
Of course, they've got the barriers and stuff ever since the bad incident. And
Yeah.
But it's actually, the railings are very, very... And the drop to the water is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a lot further than it looks.
A lot further. Even when you get down to near Big Ben, Houses of Parliament, and you look down, there are lots of steps down to it. Even there, it would be a hell of a fall. Hell of a drop.
Yeah,
You'd be killed.
And apparently there's a tunnel under the road from the Houses of Parliament to New Scotland Yard. So the police, and they can all rush loads of armed police and whatnot in there.
I bet.
In a crack, if there was an incident, they could flood the place and you wouldn't even see them come in. They just emerge from...
Anyway, tonight I thought we would play story time.
Oh, right, okay.
Because it's Friday.
It's different.
And, well, not really. I've done story time on Friday before. Now, I
Okay.
see that our regular stalker, this absolutely boring cunt...
Oh, you can't use a C word on my channel, darling.
It'll be in my channel. Don't you worry
Okay, put it
about
on
that.
that channel.
YouTube are used to that. They're not that shocked. Has been catfishing, as usual, on
Yes.
X. What this person does is he goes off and he'll adopt the persona of an innocent person and troll and say all manner of outrageous crap.
Yeah.
And his latest victim is my ex-boyfriend, Tyrone. Now, who's Tyrone, Graham?
Well, when I first met Fiona, was at Shoreham Airport in Sussex, and I was running a flying club at the time, and I had a phone call from this guy called Tyrone. He said, I want to rent your aeroplanes, I want to learn to fly. And I, okay. So I arranged to meet outside the main doors, and I think I was a little bit late, but...
You were a lot late and it was freezing, bloody cold.
So when I turned up, there's Tyrone, and standing right next to him is young Fiona here. And my eyes were just for Fiona. I thought, wow.
And I
Wish I had a girlfriend like
it was
that.
reciprocated, but you had a girlfriend.
I did, I was with
You had a
an
girlfriend.
earlier girlfriend, yeah.
And I thought, no, he's with a girlfriend. That's off limits. But Tyrone was my boyfriend from 1992 until... Ooh. Do you know what? I think we actually split up in 1994. Or maybe, could have been 95, I can't remember. Tyrone is actually... but then I continued being Tyrone's best friend. We were best friends for 11 years. Tyrone is a very unusual character, isn't
He was a
he?
very likeable character. I mean, everybody liked him.
You know, there's nothing not to like, really. He's adorable, really adorable person. Tall. Although he's called Tyrone and he's from Birmingham, so he's a broomy, a very broad, broomy accent. I can't believe me mother called me Tyrone, because most people call Tyrone are black. Well, Tyrone was about 6'1", 6'2".
He was a big lad, yeah.
Blonde, really blonde, very fair-skinned, blue eyes, adorable, super charming, super charismatic. He adored you, Graham. Absolutely adored you.
And he did his pilot's licence with me, and then he went on to do, I think, night racings and multi-engine racings. We got him through all that.
I always called him Thomas in my videos before to kind of hide his anonymity, but the trolls have discovered him.
They've dug him up.
And they're trying to pretend to be him, and they're trying to pretend all kinds of crap about him, which, although we're not in touch with him anymore.
Catfishing.
Yeah, they're catfishing him.
When was last time?
I don't know why I keep saying they when I know it is one particular
One
male
person. Well, there may
individual.
possibly be the odd other
Yeah.
person he's groomed.
I don't think so. I think it's just the one particular sick
More than
individual
likely,
who
yeah.
has got some sort of obsession with me, Gertie Rude, and
Yeah.
Trevor.
Yeah.
But Tyrone, I mean, if Tyrone ever gets to hear of this,
If he's still alive, we haven't spoken to him in 20 years, have we?
yeah, I tell you now, he'll go and find that individual and kick the fucking shit out of them. He will.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And if this individual, I mean, never mind Delroy and the unaliving of Hell's Angels, this Tyrone will kick fuck out of this dude. But Tyrone is an enormously charismatic character, but a very troublesome one. Tyrone was a prolific car thief. And I met him. He'd been in a million prisons before I met him. And the story was that he had he worked at a bingo hall, and they had a load of fruit machines. And his manager had said, if you put magnets in certain places, you know, every time someone plays the machine and they get a win, it would come up with a fault. So they would come to the cash desk and ask for money, and they would give them tokens instead. Anyway, I don't know, they had jars and they were collecting pound coins. I can't remember how it worked. Anyway, and then this same fella got him into stealing cars. And Tyrone's a very talented guy. Fluent in Spanish, fluent in French. He's a software engineer. He's a hardware engineer. He's a talented musician. He's a computer hacker. So be careful with that one, trolls. You know, it's not just getting your head kicked in. The guy might
sometimes
actually...
you poke away at a
yeah.
wasp nest, and what's going to happen?
Going to get a nasty sting.
Yeah.
Tyrone's the type of character that he could probably hack somebody. Anyway, he'd been sent to prison in the Midlands. He was in the open jails, an open jail. I won't say which one because I've challenged this person who's catfishing Tyrone to name the prison he escaped from. Well, he escaped from this open prison, and him and his compatriot drove all the way down to Sussex, because they like the coast. And he was pursued by police. There was an enormous police chase. And he ended up in Eastbourne.
Did they steal a car to do it?
Yeah, of course.
Blowouts at the garage.
yeah. I mean, they were escaped prisoners. And did he never tell you this story?
No, he didn't tell me that one.
Well, he ended up in Eastbourne.
I was at the NCP car park.
Yeah, he had a big
big
police chase, loads of police cars chasing him. Nino. It was chased into the NCP car park at Eastbourne, drove all the way to the roof, chased by police cars, went all the way up onto the... He got out the car, got up onto the roof, and he went right at the top and was clinging to the top of a flagpole on the top of the car park. I mean, where are you going to go from that? It's so Tyrone, isn't it? It's so him. Anyway...
Refusal to give up.
He said, I got hungry in the end and frightened, and the police said they'd give me a dinner. I mean, that's so Tyrone, isn't it?
Well, wait at the bottom here till you come down, mate. I ain't coming up there for you.
So he come down the flagpole, he was arrested, and he was sent to Lewes Prison. And he had a couple of court hearings, and he had to serve out the rest of his sentence plus a bit. And he was padded up, which is the term for pad mates, with a guy called Peter Macari, the airline hijacker. That's how I ultimately got to know Pete Macari, the airline hijacker, because then Tyrone was released from prison, and because he was in Sussex, he just sort of established himself there, and then I met him. And I was working at the Gemini Business Centre at the time, and I had no idea. I thought, he's a lovely young man. I mean, he was just so clean-shaven, nice suit, colourful waistcoat, nice tie. He's very charming, isn't he? And I made friends with him, and he had a red Maestro. that he used to come to work in.
Yeah.
And then one day he came in and said, "Oh, my car's been stolen, Red Maestro, and I didn't have any insurance." Anyway, a couple of days later, on the front page of the local newspaper, the Argus, it said, "Red Maestro, car thieves, big chase round Brighton." I thought, oh, I bet that's Tyrone's car, poor lad, and he had no insurance. And he said he bought it on finance. So I picked the phone up, 999, and they answered, and something inside me said, Don't talk to them, Fiona. It's none of your business." And I put the phone down. And anyway, he come in the office later, and I said, showed him the front page of the Argus. I said, "Have you seen this?" And he went, "Oh." I said, "I bet that's your Red Maestro, innit?" And I said, "I phoned the police." And he went, white as a sheet. And I said, "It wasn't your car, was it? You stole that." And then the truth started to come out about what had really happened. And honest to God, my initial reaction, because I felt like I'd been buried alive, was, yes, a real life car thief. How exciting! How awesome. And Tyrone introduced me to a world of pain, a world of crime. He introduced me, yes, to Pete McCarry, the airline hijacker, who was actually also an awesome character. He introduced me to you. He introduced me to just a whole life of reality, really. Not like peck, taxpayers.
Real people.
Peck.
Kissing the axe. Complaining about his taxes.
And Tyrone was actually saved my life many times and bailed me out, but only in the short term. And then, of course, I sort of...
He caused a lot of problems.
Yeah, I know. I kind of adopted him as my baby brother, really, for about 7-8 years. And you even took him under your wing, didn't you?
Yeah, he stopped at my house for a bit.
Yeah, caused nothing but trouble.
Sort of guy that'd be a police chase. He'd hear the sirens and he'd pull up on your front garden and run into your house, and then the police would surround your house, and you'd think, fuck yeah. And you'd all be in handcuffs being taken away, and they'd be searching your house. You'd think, well, why did you come to my house? Why did
He didn't mean it.
They used to call him Mr. Bot, bang on top.
He didn't mean it, but in the end, of course, the story, there's a lot more to the story, as I'm sure you can all imagine. In the end, there was one time when we were on the run, and he'd come to join us, and we were paying for everything for him, and you sat him down and said, "If you fuck up one more time, I'm going to have to ask you to fuck off." And he went, I know, Graham. I'm sorry. I promise. I'll be really good. I'll be really good this time. But then he fucked up again, and he was invited to fuck off, and that was the end of that. We lost touch.
The end of another era.
Yes, it was the era of Tyrone, and now this creepy twat is stalking us.
Oh, the catfisher.
The catfisher, who, he needs to put his little petticoats on. I've been trolling and I've been caught.
Yeah. Well, he trolls people, and then when they turn round and say, "I know who you are. You're so-and-so," he goes, "I'm being trolled.
I'm being bullied.
Trolled
I'm being
by
bullied.
the people I'm trolling. I'll get a GoFundMe. I'll raise money to sue. I'll take everyone to court." Really? And then he comes at you with different accounts and different names, and you go, hello, it's you again.
And you know what he does? He'll go on Facebook and he'll find some innocent woman who's fucking oblivious, and he'll use her identity and persona and troll in that name. And he'll drop little hints so that people figure out it's that woman. and they go trolling that woman when actually it's him, and he's there at home, isn't he? You dirty old creep. Dirty old creep.
Dirty old maggot.
Fucking revolting. And there's a ton of fucking innocent YouTubers, of course, who've he's duped, and there's a ton of innocent veteran accounts that he's duped.
You tell the police all about it and they go, not interested.
Oh, well,
Can't you see the jails are full?
I'll tell you what, I think me and Trevor have got an explosive live coming up maybe this week.
Have you?
Diane Durham's actually in court on Monday.
Oh, it's Monday. I thought it was today.
I thought it was today, but it's Monday.
Anyway, Monday.
Don't know if Steph the altar nerd's going to go and report on it, but yeah, that's going to be very revealing, because a lot of people who watch are frustrated where we say we can't tell you this, we can't tell you that because of the police, and Trevor and I have just got to the stage where we think, fuck the police. The police are being so fucking useless, we're going to blow the whole show out of the water.
Yeah.
You're all going to hear every single sodding email. It's all going to be put up there. The whole bang lot.
It is next week, so stay tuned. After Diane Durham's, because we don't even know what's going to happen to her, you see. They might just say she's a loon, and then they just give her an injection and take her away with the men in white coats. I mean, I don't know what happens with loons. I've never really come across loons in custody, you know. They're not called loons, they're called clients.
You must have seen it in prison. Loons.
I've seen a few lunatics when they get all bent up and dragged away, and they waggle their head as well while they're taking them away.
One time when Tyrone was in Lewis, he phoned me up and he was complaining about a guy called Silas. He said Silas is fucking huge. Really fucking huge, totally bald, and he's got a teddy bear. And he said he's really violent, really mental, and the screws, if they wanted to control him, they go, if you don't pack it in, Silas, we're taking the teddy bear. And Silas would, like, pack it in and rock away. And another time, right...
He sounds like a loon.
Tyrone is a really funny guy. He went, you reminded me today, because we were counting how many prisons Tyrone's been in, and he's been in a lot. He was sentenced at one point. He was sent to Lewis, then he was transferred to Wandsworth, and then he was transferred...
Let's not go into all the names, because you'll be giving the troll clues.
Oh, let him check out Ham Road and Wandsworth. He was sent to Wandsworth, which he really didn't like. I mean, that's totally haunted. That's what he told me. And then he was transferred to a kind of an open prison. It wasn't a Cat D, it was a Cat C, but it was a loose Cat C, and it was in Norfolk. And I forget the name now. Anyway, apparently they had to go out in the fields, and they were picking... What are those purple vegetables called?
Beetroot.
Beetroot, that's right. And he said...
He told me this story.
Yeah, he said there was an albino there who was really fucking gobby. Like, oh, I'm going to get you. Ooh, I'll shag your mother, I'll shag your mother, I'll suck... He was saying all outrageous shit. They were out in the field picking it. And Tyrone picked a beetroot. And he launched it at this albino's head. I mean, apparently the guy was like pure white, red eye and everything. And the guy was going, moo. And it just happened, he dodged, and the beetroot hit him right there and exploded and dyed, of course, all his pure white hair and his pure white skin, his eyebrow, the whole fucking lot. Tyrone said that all the prisoners literally dropped to the ground crying with fucking laughter.
You shouldn't laugh, it's not funny.
And this guy was going, I'll fucking kill you. Anyway, Screws pounced on the albino, locked him up for his own good. And Tyrone said even a week later he had the purple snake. Well, I can't tell the story as well as him. Perhaps one day I think Tyrone probably will come forth, because this weird stalker is poking a nest he probably shouldn't. And
Why are you warning him? Why are you even giving it away? You should let him get a surprise one day.
Because I think it's really funny that a certain... I don't want to rustle in the bushes. rustling noise. Oh, I don't want to give anything away, but I think someone's gone to get some shit. Anyway, good night.
And may your God go with you.
Or your gangster keep you company. Russell.